I have a problem. Nah, I can stop whenever. But seriously, I don't have a place to store my whiskey and my cigars. My whiskey sits on the floor in the closet, and whenever I want to reward myself, I'd like to look like this instead of this. To fix it, I'm going to build something. And I know what you're thinking. Why don't you put the cigars in the humidor and set the bottles on top of a shelf? I will, but with a twist. Because if you've been following my work, you know that I like twists. Look at this end table I built. Get it? Because the legs, they literally, whatever. Just go check it out on my page. Anyways, here's the plan. I drew up a couple of sketches and I landed on this design. I'm calling it the Liquidor. It's a liquor shelf and a humidor in one. Now, for this project, I'm going to be using black walnut for both the shelves and the base. I think it's the best fit for the vibe of whiskey and cigars. The first step was to take these squares and cut a smaller square out of them, forming what looks like an L. Originally, I planned on making this with a template and a router, but that would leave me with rounded inner corners, and I didn't trust my ability to chisel and get a perfect corner, so I ended up just cutting it with my bandsaw. I still ended up needing to use a chisel, but only to tidy it up. Next, I got started on the bottom of the base. The bottom of the base is where the humidor comes in. It's going to be a little drawer for the humidor. A humid drawer, if you will. So, what I need to do is build a box with an open face. I have a lot of experience building boxes, so I feel confident on this one. I mean, that's how I got started in this job, building humidors. And what's a humidor but just a fancy box that needs specific wood? If you know anything about humidors, then you know that. Next, just had to glue it up, put some dowels in, and get it clamped together. When it comes to tools, I've yet to buy a track saw, a jointer, and whatever this is. I've seen other woodworkers use it, and it looks incredibly useful. There's so many times where I could have used something like this. Speak of the devil. I mean, it's not technically necessary, but it definitely beats just pounding on this wood with my fist. And after a long day, my fist starts to hurt. In my last project, I got my slab off Etsy, and that one looked amazing. So I decided, why not go back to what works? So I got this slab off Etsy as well. And I think this slab looks just as good, if not better. Plus, I don't have to chip any bark this time. Just cut it down the middle and trim it up. And since I'm doing a shelf, both sides of a live edge are going to be exposed. So let's cut it in half and get it ready for that. I mentioned earlier in the video that I still have yet to get a track saw, but I'm just going to do the same thing I did last time and set up a level, clamp it down, and use that as my guide. It's not the most convenient thing, but it works. And in life, you can't always do the most convenient thing, whether it's because you don't have the ability to or it will sacrifice quality. It's just part of life. And getting over these sorts of things is just something you got to do. No matter what part of life you're in right now, whether it's school or your first job or 10 years into your job. The first part of the base is drying, so the next step is to create the humid drawer. If you missed it earlier, yes, that's actually what I'm calling it. For this, I'll be using oak. It is vital that the inside of a humidor is made out of oak to ensure the humidity is properly maintained. Now that half of you are writing in the comments that I'm such an idiot, I'll continue making it out of Spanish cedar, which is what you have to make a humidor out of. And before you go writing in the comments saying, well, technically you could use red cedar or Honduran mahogany, shut up, okay? You can't actually use those because it ruins the taste of the cigars. Plus, it doesn't handle mold nearly as well. No one actually uses that stuff, okay? I've done my research. I know what I'm talking about. Why do you think I started this business, huh? Sorry, I got a little worked up. I just get really annoyed with know-it-alls. Something I didn't know going into this, Spanish cedar isn't grown in Spain at all. It's grown in Central and South America and a little bit in the Caribbean. It just needs a dry to moist tropical forest. But the name Spanish cedar doesn't make any sense. Like, at least call it South American cedar or Caribbean cedar. Spanish cedar just sounds a little racist. I guess it does sound way better than any of those. Let's just stick with it. And a little racism never hurt anybody. Okay, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about there. What I do know is that I've got to get the Humidor all figured out. I've just got to tape it up and glue it together. I didn't talk about it before, but I ran the pieces on my router sled to give it a channel so that they can all attach to the main piece. You know, it's funny. It doesn't look like it here, but doing this whole process, for me at least, was super satisfying. I don't know if it was just that it came together so nicely or what, but I guess you just get things like that sometimes. What isn't one of those things is sanding and putting in dowels. I find it really boring. So I'm going to tell you guys about my dogs. This is my dog Leroy. He's a miniature pinscher, and I've had him for so long that there's a picture of me and him where I look like this. Yeah. Here's Leroy with my other dog, Pippa. Pippa is a Chihuahua, and we got her last year. Small dog, love them both. Although, I have another dog, Luna. Here's her and Pippa. She's a Doberman, got her around the same time as Pippa. Yeah, I love them all. Great little family. Not much to complain about with them. Luna's a little shy, which isn't really a downside, but can be annoying. And if I had to complain about anything altogether, it's that whenever someone walks into the house, they like to bark. A lot. Anywho, now that that's done, it's time to put that down and let it dry. Speaking of bark, see what I did there? It's time to work on the live edge slab. Now, unlike my dogs, this slab has no bark, so I didn't have to do any chipping. And I asked some people before, I'm still not really sure how I feel, so let me know how you feel in the comments, but do you prefer if there's bark or no bark? I mean, obviously it's nice to see some bark chipping, but hasn't it gotten a little old? Isn't it nice to just get through it all quicker? I don't know. On an unrelated note, I want to give a quick shout out. Thank you to Pasadena Auto Repair and Smog. The shop you see me working in is made possible because of them. And if you need a car serviced in any way and you're in the area, I could not recommend them anymore. They're two of the nicest guys around. You can check out their Instagram via the link below. Thanks, Eddie and Rafi. Now, let me catch you up to speed. I'm attaching the bottom shelf using threaded inserts and screws. However, I couldn't replicate the same technique for the top shelf, so instead of using inserts, I'm going to install these metal T-brackets. This will extend a piece of metal outward, or inward, depending on how you want to look at it, giving me something to screw the shelf onto. If this process doesn't make any sense, I still don't know how to make animations, so you'll just have to sit tight. For now, I'm going to finish the base with hard wax oil. This goes without saying, but a proper humidor should be properly sealed so that the humidity can be maintained. That's easy on a box because the lid presses tightly against the Spanish cedar on all sides. Kind of like the ones you can find on, I don't know, Montclairhumidors.com. But for a drawer, not so much. I bought what I believe to be full extension slides, but when I installed them, they only extended like 3/4 of the way, and this created a problem. If the top perimeter of the drawer wasn't going to be fully exposed, it would have been impossible to have a lid that hinges in any direction. Part of it would have always been trapped inside the box. So, my solution: make the drawer automatically sealed when it's closed. It was a daunting task, only achievable by the greats. Anyways, I applied a border of this weather stripping tape that would automatically compress on the underside of the base and seal the inside of the drawer. What I'm doing now is just starting to attach all the finished parts and put the final piece together. But before that, I want to talk about the front drawer. I had a couple of choices I could have gone with before I ultimately decided on this one. Just wanted to throw that out. Not that it's really important, but if you don't like it and you liked one of the other ones, let me know. I always like to hear opinions on the details that only affect the design. I mean, I'm not just making furniture for myself, I'm making it to sell. If it looks like the drawer isn't smooth, or is getting stuck, or is hard to open, that's all intentional. See, what's the most important part of a humidor? That's right, the seal. And if this thing doesn't seal, it doesn't work. Now, because it's sealing, air is trying to escape, giving it a little bit of resistance on its way in. Finally, it's time to attach the live edge slab, the top and bottom shelves. Now, I already told you guys how these things are getting attached, so I'm going to use this time to fulfill some YouTuber things. It means a lot to me if you guys show some support, whether it's liking the video, dropping a comment, subscribing, sharing it with someone. It shows me that what I'm doing is something that you guys actually like. So it means a lot to me. And one last thing, I forgot to film it, so just imagine it. But I cut some dividers for the humidor and I put those in. What you don't have to imagine is how stunning this thing is. I mean, I wish I could keep it in my house, but it wouldn't be right. It belongs with one of you guys, and that's why I'm proud to say it's available to be purchased right now at Montclairhumidors.com.